Hello, the date is 5/6/2020, and today I am going to be going over the CPR quiz that I took in my senior seminar class, as I found this to be one of the most useful things that was taught within this semester. And one of the first things we're going to be going over is actually how deep the compressions should be when you are giving chest compressions. And the answer to that is at least 2 inches. And if you look here at this diagram, it will show you exactly how the compressions are supposed to be done. The next thing is, if you are not medically trained, do not try to attempt to save someone, as you could cause further damage to them in their current condition. So it says here you should call 911 or ask someone to call 911 so that the authorities can handle the situation. Jumping back to compressions for a minute, it is important to keep your arms straight and use your body weight when pushing into the sternum. As you can see here, he is also using the proper hold, which was shown earlier. Now, it's a common misconception on how many compressions you are actually supposed to do per minute. The answer is at least 100 compressions per minute, but again, try to get someone who is medically trained before you try to do it yourself. Last but not least, I'm actually going to throw some words up on the screen that have some interesting medical meanings, and they're terminologies that I have learned through CPR and EMT classes that I am going to further pursue in my own medical career, but I feel that it is terminologies that people could use outside of the medical field as well, and it is based on the prefixes and suffixes in English. The first one that we're going to do is Brady, and what Brady means is slow. This is the prefix of a larger word, so whenever you see Brady, you'll know that it means slow. An example of this would be bradycardia, which means Brady means slow, and cardia refers to the heart, so it would mean slow heart rate. So that being said, the next one we're going to do is tacky. Tacky is the opposite of Brady, so Brady is slow, tacky is fast. If you took a word like tachycardia, for example, we know that the average compression limit is 100 per minute. That's because the heart rate is 100 beats per minute. So tachycardia being fast, it means that your heart rate is going over 100 times per minute. So we're going to go over 2 more terms that I think are very important, and the first one is going to be hyper. Hyper is another prefix again, which means elevated or too much. So take a word like hyperextended, it means that the muscle is too much, there's too much pressure on the muscle. So now that we know that hyper is too much, how do we know what the opposite of that is? The answer to that is actually hypo. Hypo means too little. So a good example of this would be hypotension, which means you have low blood pressure, and a normal blood pressure would be 90/60. Thank you for watching my senior seminar final. I hope that you learned something about CPR, and I hope that this helps people in the future.